Good morning, good morning. Good morning, my people. This is the 15th February over here, day after Valentine's Day. Hope everyone had a safe weekend. If you forgot to wish somebody, you probably did not have a safe weekend, but for the majority, I think we had a safe weekend. So we're gonna wait for everyone to jump in over here. We're gonna take a look at the gulag. Gulag is coming in here too. All right, beautiful. BEA, beautiful man. Looking at pound yen, I was not expecting this to happen this early in the week, because if you look over here, these are the levels I had, right? These are the levels I had on pound yen on a 1 hour time frame, and we just continued to blast through these levels. Came up to 146 100, went all the way towards 146 600. I mean, my analysis have gone out the window. Oh, someone messaged I'm already in a loss today. Well done. So my analysis went all out the window here, because I was expecting this to happen maybe on Wednesday, Tuesday, but this is just way too early. Was not expecting this at all. So let's take a look to the left hand side and let's see what more information we can find over here. So basically we're coming into a rejection area here in the pound yen. I mean, now rejection area, it already tapped into a rejection area around 146 area right over there. Looking down to the 1 hour time frame. So we're just gonna kind of like look left over here and see what kind of zones we can find here to the left hand side. That's all what we're doing at this point. Yeah, that's probably like a resistance here too. Okay, perfect. If this 30-minute candle closes bullish but the 1 hour candle closes bearish, what do we do in this kind of situation? Since the 1 hour will have a resistance. Yeah. All right, let's see here. Was this trend tradable? Yes, the trend was tradable. I can see clear moves right over here, right after London Open. Price broke the high and continued on. We look to the left hand side. We have clean ranges. The only thing I'm looking at this point is a support formed on the 30-minute time frame at least, because if I can get a support formed on 30-minute time frame, then we could have a move down. That's what I'm looking at. Other than that, I'm not looking at anything else. Okay. Oh, nice. Some people are in profits here. Really, really nice trend here on pound yen too. Beautiful. Let's take a look at your JPY. Let's try to break down your JPY here. Maybe it's a result of the week-long holiday. I think it's mostly to do with yen trying to decrease rates. That's all it is, because remember last week we had an announcement from the yen from Japan where they're looking to reduce rates even more. So I think it's something to do with that, because there was no news, there was no fundamental reason for price to go up. Nothing that I could find, so that's the only thing I could look at. Let's take a look at. So we got USD holiday, we got Chinese holiday, we got a lot of holidays here. So let's take a look over here. If you get a bullish candle, should it go up? See, this is a thing. Now, let's do some fresh analysis here. So, price has gone up a lot. You look at this daily candle, you look at how much it has moved up, right? This daily candle has moved up almost like 135 pips. And if you look on the 4 hour here, we're also moving up above, we moved above first resistance right over here. We had another resistance right over here from Friday. We moved up. Looking down at the 1 hour time frame, we created a support and we moved up. And now we're continuing up towards, and we're creating some sort of another resistance right over here too. So trying to see if price is going to continue moving bullish, I think that's going to be a little bit risky, because the more we move above supports, the higher the probability gets for price to kind of like retrace down to a potential support, right? So the only thing I'm going to be looking at over here is for price to potentially create a support, and if we can break that support, I'm going to be looking for sells at that point. But if that doesn't happen, then basically it doesn't happen. All right. First time one of my trades actually hit TP while I was sleeping. Oh, nice. There was an earthquake in Japan. Oh, okay. Probably that would have moved it as well. All right. Let's break down your JPY over here. Welcome, Raja. Alan watching from Rwanda. Oh, congratulations. Okay. So looking at Euro JPY on the 4 hour time frame. So we're creating resistance, looking at the 1 hour time frame. I think it's in the same situation as pound yen over here. We're creating a resistance over here. Looking at 30-minute time frame, yeah, we're creating resistance, something like we're also creating like a support for price to go down as well. So we'll have to wait and see. We shall have to wait and see because, yeah, if we get a support formed and if we can break support, I think there's going to be a nice clean move down to correct this move up. That's something which I'll be looking for. Okay, let's take a look at gold here. Let's see what gold did overnight. Let's take a look at gold. So, gold is what we were expecting on gold. Gold is still ranging over here. We're respecting that support on gold. We haven't really broken below that gold area. The entire analysis I have on gold based on the weekly is actually bearish, right? We're expecting this weekly candle to break below this area to continue moving down because, you know, we respect it. Okay, let me just redraw my analysis here. So what I'm looking at gold is we had this support formed at 1828, right? Support formed, candle broke and closed below 1828. Next candle was bullish, it closed below 1828. So if this next candle breaks the low over here, I think we're going to have a pretty nice move coming down towards this wick over here, around 230 pips away. So we could continue down to fill this wick. Now looking it down on the daily time frame, we're expecting the daily candle to continue moving bearish over here, but we need confirmations on the 4 hour and the 1 hour here as well. So let's just reanalyze this zone. Looking at the 4 hour, we're creating a resistance here. Now let's drop down to the 1 hour time frame. Obviously we're creating a support now at 1 hour time frame right over here at 1817, 1816. Looks like we're coming up over here, back up to retest this area, 1822. Right, but if we continue moving, I think this is a clean candle here which we can retest, so we'll have to wait here. Also, like, you know, it's the USD holiday, so I'm not really expecting much volume in gold because of the USD holiday, but still, you know, anything can happen at that point. Let's see here. Yeah, your JPY is trying to range over here. Pound yen is also kind of like we're waiting for this candle to close, especially on the 30-minute. Let's take a look on the smaller time frames here. So small time frames are creating some sort of support here as well. So this is a support that's being created over here. So I'm being very, very vigilant about this move. You know, as we start to move down, I'm being very, very vigilant over here. So we're gonna keep this area in mind. 146, 440. Hey Raja, where is the background song? It's still here. I think you need to turn up your speakers. Alright, let's see here. Japan's regrowth bound but virus-related weakness looms. Do you think it's a bad idea to buy GJ if it does create a new support and continues up because it's overextended? I think if it creates a support, you know, if it creates support on pound yen, there's a very high probability we can continue up to retest this high, right? But personally, what I'm going to be looking for, I'm going to be looking for a creation of support, and then if we can break that support to continue down, right? So let's say we create a support over here, right? We create a support and you have a candle that closes bullish here, right? You have a candle closes bullish like this. I'm going to be waiting for the next candle to break this support to potentially continue down to fill this range right over here. That's the move I'm looking for today. I'm not looking for any buying analysis here because, you know, price has already moved up so much. You know, and I think there's only so much price can move up. You know, price can only go up in one direction for so long, and it's been going up for about, you know, 130 pips. So I think if there's going to be some sort of a retracement, we need some sort of a support formed and then break off that support to take a sell. That's That's what I'll be looking for here today. If I get it, I get it. If I don't get it, price moves up, so be it. Then there's going to be no trade here for me. Isn't dangerous to trade during bank holiday? I mean, if you're looking at pound yen, I think it's still okay, but the volume is going to be low. Because pound yen doesn't really move based on the US dollar, right? Because it's the US holiday, USD holiday. And you can see there's a Chinese New Year's holidays and tomorrow. What about GU? GU will be affected. See, the thing about GU is, I think what's going to happen with GU, it's mostly being moved by the pound. That's what's going to happen with GU. So let's break this down over here. So daily moved up here as well. Looking to the left hand side, we don't see anything until this area right over here. So now we got to identify what type of confirmations do we have here on the 4-hour time frame. So looking down to the 4-hour time frame, we're going to go all the way to the left hand side. And what we find is that there is some sort of a resistance right over here, and there's some sort of a support right over here. So this is our basis, and we're going to go off of this, right? At the same time, we got a resistance all the way up over here. So now we have our zones cut out. We're going to go back to where price is right now, and perfect. So this is what we got at this point. So looking at the 1-hour time frame, so if we continue above 1.39100, there's a possibility we can continue up in this range, which is like a 22 pip range, right? At the same time, we're also creating a support down in this area here, right? So we're basically ranging, but slowly price is trying to continue bullish. If you look on a 30-minute time frame, so if we cross above this area, we come into a range, which is a 22 pip range, right? So I think it's going to be a good move if price continues bullish on pound USD. But if we break below this minor support, I want to see how big this range is. It's like a 14-15 pip range. So this I can say should be like a no trade range at this point. And the reason why this should be a no trade range is because the range is pretty small. It's not as big. So if you measure this range, this is like a 22 pip range, pretty clean range, big enough range to take a trade. But below this area, it's like a small range, right? I mean, below this support here, especially, you got a 15 pip range, 16 pip range. $15-minute candle is about to close over here at support. We're potentially creating a support over here now. We've established this support on the 5-minute time frame. Now we need to establish this support on the 15-minute time frame. Right? And if we establish a support on a 30-minute time frame, which means we have to wait another 14 minutes, then this is going to be a strong enough support. And if we break the support, we can continue down towards, at least 136 or 146.300 right here. And if you measure this range, I think it's a pretty good range. It's like a 15-16 pip range. But the size of candles, wouldn't you consider that bearish volume is dying? Yeah, I mean, as I said before, if we get a support formed and if we break that support, then I'm going to be looking for sells. Otherwise, I'm not looking for any trade at all. So it depends on what you are basically looking for. If you're looking for buys, then you're looking for a support established over here for price to go up. Would it be a good idea to sell if this candle breaks the low of the previous 30-minute candle? See, since it's Monday, I don't want to take any risky trades, because if we break this low over here, it could go down. That's true, it could go down. But I want to see confirmation of a sell, and for me, a confirmation of a sell is going to be a support broken on a 15-minute or a 30-minute. So I'm not going to be enticed in taking a sell once we break the low. I actually want a support form and then break off that support to take a sell. Hey, do we need to see a bullish candle close to confirm a support? Yes. Traditionally, you would need to see a bullish candle close to confirm that a support is formed. You know which pair move together with GJ? No, GJ moves with GJ. So even if we're breaking below this area over here, still got a pretty good range over here. But I would want to see a support formed and then break off that support. Would you wait instead for a 5-minute closing below zone and then entry on the next 5-minute low break? No, just as I mentioned 6 times, I would want to see a support. Come on, man. God damn, man. You guys should start listening. It's not that early at all. It's like 6, it's like almost 7 a.m. today. You guys need to listen properly, man. I mean, it's almost 7 a.m. You know, it's like, I mean, come on. I mean, if you want to take a sell based on 5-minute, go ahead, you can take the sell, but I'm waiting for a support to be formed. Unless I don't see a support formed, I'm not taking any trade. Wow, this is crazy. You guys need to really listen what's going on over here. You know, if you're getting FOMO, then that's all on you. It's also Monday, you know. There's no reason to, like, you know, force trades. It's not even the gulag. It's some guys in Zoom. Can you imagine getting that many questions while fasting? I'll probably start slapping people around if I start fasting. Ramadan is coming. Some tips on a first-time real account. I think if you have a real account the first time, you should start focusing on 1 to 2 trades a day. Just 1 trade a day. Don't force any trades. You know, if you see price moving, just be okay with that. You know, sometimes price is going to move, and be okay with missing trades. That's the whole problem. I think the whole reason why people lose trades is because you guys aren't willing to miss out on trades. That's the whole problem. You know, whenever you see price move, you want to be in that trade. You want to execute on that trade. You don't want to miss that trade. Be okay to miss a trade. It's totally fine if you miss a trade. Man, I miss trades all the time. You know, I had this analysis on yesterday, and I expected price to continue on towards 146.300, 146.450. Missed the whole trade, you know. And even if price falls from here, and if I miss the sell, that's totally fine, because I have to wait for my own confirmation where I can execute confidently. And that's going to be price creating a support and breaking the support, and then I'm going to be taking the sell. But if that doesn't happen, and if I miss the trade, that's totally okay. I have the whole year left to take trades, right? You guys got to understand that. Just like your JPY over here. See your JPY, it created support, broke below support, and now it's continuing to move down. That's something I want to see on pound yen. Let's take a look at pound AUD over here. So pound AUD, we got a 30-minute chart. We got resistance up over here. Sells below this support, I guess. Okay, that looks good. 30 minutes, creating support. And if you break the support, you got clean range here, 16 pip range, 17 pip range. And if you break above, you got resistance up over there. That's perfect. Zones are good. Targets are good. Would you have taken a trade if you caught that move up? No. I would have been done for the day. Okay, let's take a look over here. GJ, first attempt. Adding more risk at the buys, or first attempt didn't work. Let's take a look at the second attempt over here. Second attempt worked like a charm. Nice. Beautiful. Target reach 146.300. Very nice. This is gold 15-minute chart. You're looking for price to continue up over here. Yeah, looks good. Just be a little bit careful at this point. Is gold still moving here? Yeah, just be careful here, because if the 15-minute here breaks the low, I mean, the only problem you have also over here as well, 1822. Right? You got some sort of a rejection here as well. Can you put on elevator music on YouTube? It already is there. Alright, let's take a look at this Supreme Timo channel. Hey, can you take a look at this trade? Alright. Let's take a look over here. This is pound yen, closed 50% at 30 pips. Nice. Very nice. Got a very nice trade. What condition you use impulse entry, or what condition you wait for retest? See, I wouldn't see a support formed, and if a support is formed and price starts to break the low, that's going to be an impulse entry. This also mostly explained in the impulse entries webinar in the database, so I think you need to go over that webinar. Really amazed on how you're still calm and good all the time. I really need to learn more from you. Any tips to stay patient in the morning? Yeah, the only tip to stay patient first in the morning is to just wait for what you want to see. Because when I woke up in the morning, I saw price move up and I made up my mind. And I told myself, hey, like, you know what? I'm going to wait for a support form. And if price breaks that support, I'm going to take a sell. If that doesn't happen, then I'm not going to take a trade. And that's all what I got to do. I got to follow my plan. You know, because as long as I can follow my plan, I can consistently make money in the markets. But if I break my plan because I'm getting impatient, then I'm probably not going to make money in the long run. So it's very important for me to follow my plan. You know, so everyone has their own plan. Pound yen, impulse entry, break the high, price continued up. Nice, very nice. You know, so I know some people took sells over here, which is still okay, you know, because they're following their own plan. But I'm just following my own plan. What do you think about cTrader's Imperium? I don't know. I don't know anything about cTrader's Imperium. All right, let's take a look at this chart over here. This is sent by CJ123. Let's take a look over here. CJ123, buy stops. Oh, nice. You had buy stops all the way to resistance, secured positions. Rest continued moving up. Nice. Very nice. All right, let's take a look at this chart over here. This is pound yen. Oh, gold 15-minute chart. Okay. I see this. So we had a high to be retested at this point. Nice. I really hope, like, you know, we can only take like one trade today, two trades today maximum, and that's it. You know, one or two trades, and that's all what we need. What do you think about your GPP? I think we need to send a chart on your GBP so we can take a look at that. I'm 2% drawdown on FTMO. Any tips? Man, 2% drawdown. I think it's still good. 2% is still good. Like, I mean, I think what's your cap there? 5%? Yeah, if you're down 2%, you got to be very careful. And also, if you're trading FTMO and you're not consistent on your own account, there's a very high probability you will lose that FTMO challenge. I've seen it happen over and over again. Let's take a look at this chart here from Darius. We have a lot of buying analysis for pound yen over here. Nice. A lot of people took some nice buys on pound yen, so that's actually pretty good. When you take a trade and it goes your way after you secure 10 pips, do you look for the next support resistance to place your TP for the runner? You know what? Honestly, I just keep my runner open. I leave my runner running, but obviously I'm going to look for the next position, right? So let's say if someone's in this trade and you're up around, you know, 10 pips right over here and you secure positions, you know, and then you're going to leave your runner running. And if the runner continues down to support, you're going to secure more positions. But if it breaks that support, then you're going to leave it running. But if it continues back up to your break even, then it comes up to your break even, right? All right, let's see here. Price closed below support on your JPY. Entry and price broke candle. Nice. That's a pretty good idea over there. So you basically entered when price came below these wicks at this point to continue down. Is there a minimum number that can attend risk management webinar? Going to buy a ticket after 18th, looking to attend. No, there's no minimum number. We actually have unlimited. Yeah, we have unlimited number basically. Let's take a look at this chart over here. I'm looking for price to form a support here. If prices form support, I will look for buys to retest the high. If it happens, great. If it doesn't, that's fine. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. See, now we're coming to the chart with a plan. And the plan is for price to come down, create support. That's beautiful. My plan was to see a support over here, break support, and then take a sell. But hey, listen, that didn't happen, so that's totally fine. So now we're waiting for this 30-minute candle to close, and if it closes bearish, that's okay. But if price comes down, creates support over here, then we can possibly have a buying trade going back up. Did the crypto market tank yesterday? Man, the thing about the crypto market is sometimes it's going to rally and everyone's going to get excited, and then it's going to tank and everyone's going to, be afraid. And I still don't know what happened with the crypto market yesterday. So I have no idea. If it tanked, it tanked. If it went up, I think people made money. All right, let's take a look at this gold idea here. So we're looking at gold 1 hour chart here. Gold idea for the week. Look for entry from lower time frame. So you're looking at break of this support to go down 1810. And break above 1829 for gold to continue moving up. Looks good. I think if we're looking on the 1 hour time frame, I think this is another support we have at 1816. And if we break this support, you have a nice range for price to continue down to fill these wicks over here. Because if we break the support now, this support was held in pre-London, right? Pre-London, we held the support. Closer to pre-New York, we held this support. So this becomes a strong support. And if we break the support, we're going to break the support with high volume, because that's when price breaks zones, when there's high volume in the market. And if you break this zone with high volume, there's a very high probability price can continue down in this rejection zone over here, around 1813, 1812, 1810. So maybe that's something you can take a look at once price starts breaking below 1816. Let's take a look at this chart over here. Oh, nice. So you have it planned out right here, 1816. And you're planning for buys above this area, 1829, 1828. Yeah, it's pretty solid. Otherwise, we're just ranging at this point now. Do you have any education channel or something like this? Well, I think you're in the wrong channel then, if you're looking for an education channel. I mean, there are a lot of videos on my YouTube. You can go through them. If a candle closes above resistance zone here, and the next one breaks the high, I think it'll be a good idea to take a buy. Yeah, I think so too. GA, for price to break above this area to continue up in this range. Looks good. Ooh, looks like we're gonna continue moving over here. The way it's forming candles, we have big bearish candle, means it's really strong volume. 1 hour broke the low over here as well, for it to potentially continue further down. So we're gonna see if we continue down or not. I closed 75% on the EJ because the candle closed without a wick. Is that good? Yeah, that's good. You're being cautious, right? So that's still good. I mean, we still have some room to come into, 127, 670, 660. Gold is also retracing. Let's take a look at GU. GU is in a range over here as well. See, now this is good. If this setup was on GJ, if we broke below the support, this is a clean move coming down, and that's something I wanted to see on pound yen. This is the kind of setup I wanted to see. This sell over here, even though it's coming down, it was still risky, right? So that's why I wanted to see some sort of a support formed. Something here, if we break the support, we know we're going to continue down. But if we respect this support, then we know there's a high probability for price to kind of retrace back up in this range. It took me so long to figure out how to get in the Zoom calls and everything. I've eventually figured it out and will hopefully be joining this week. Oh, nice. So people think it's like Zoom calls are magical. How come no trade after breaking the low of the previous candle to follow support? I wasn't confident enough to take the trade. Plus also it's a Monday, right? So being very, very cautious over here today. Do we have to register somewhere for the risk management class? No, you already get access to that. All right, let's take a look at this chart over here. This is, ooh, entries as candle broke above the wick. Yeah, this was really, really risky over here. If candle closed bearish, I'll close 50%, you close 50%, managed risk. Yeah, this was really, really, really risky for buys, man. I mean, price has already moved up. This is the problem, right? Price already moved up. So you needed some sort of a support to form for price to move up. Yeah, it was very risky. All right, let's take a look at this chart over here. Trade successful. Price closed below. So you're looking at this new candle over here, staying out, wanting to only take trades based on candle closes today. Nice, it's good to try new things. So looking at pound yen here instead of USD CAD. Still good. Let's take a look at this chart over here. Entered buys when the 30-minute candle closed above resistance. Closed below. I think this is the thing over here. This is a rejection area here which we need to keep in mind. You know, my bias is really bearish on gold, you know, to be honest. I'm bearish on gold. The only also another reason why I'm bearish on gold is because of the potential stimulus being pumped into the economy in the US. You know, so that should fundamentally drive gold further down. So unless we don't break above 1828, I don't think we're going to move back up. You know, so this is our strong resistance here at 1828 for price to move back up. But right over here, I think we're still in a range. And if we break below 1816, I think there's a very high probability we can continue down towards, you know, 1812, 1813. Sir, we don't understand your accent and we are poor in English, okay? I request to write on chart where to enter and exit. Thanks. Nah, man, I'm gonna request you leave the stream right now because I'm not gonna go out of my way to write a whole essay on where I'm entering or exit. You need to leave the stream and never come back, or maybe like you can get a translator, or maybe try to learn English. I learned English. Come on, man. Shit. You're gonna come to a first world stream over here and not even know. I mean, the gulag is back, man. That's why you're the gulag. The kind of requests I get every day is just crazy. But hey, you guys make my day, you know, with all those requests. Can you write when to enter and exit? There's only so much we can do, man. Trust me. I always thought stimulus weakens the dollar and strengthens the gold. Well, not over here. Because you got to understand this, right? Inflation doesn't really happen only by pumping dollars into the market or by printing money. That's not only how inflation happens. Inflation happens when there are less jobs. You know, like once you have money pumped into the market and you have less jobs in the market, that also contributes to inflation. You know, right now they're opening economies, so people are still working. You know, when people are still working, you know, it's going to be really difficult for inflation to come in. I saw this really good documentary yesterday where they talked about all the biggest inflation rates in the world from 1920s all the way till 1913s with Zimbabwe at the very end. And man, that was a very eye-opening documentary I saw. I forget the name, so don't ask. It was on YouTube, recommended videos that came up, and man, it was crazy. The biggest change was with, I think it was with not Zimbabwe, but Germany after World War I, and they were talking about how prices of goods were doubling every 6 hours. Every 6 hours, the prices were doubling. So imagine you buy milk, and every 6 hours, milk is doubling. Price of milk is doubling. You know, $2 to $4 to $8, $16, because they kept on printing money, and people basically had no jobs after World War One. So yeah, it was pretty interesting. Let's take a look at this chart over here. Gold coming down, yeah. So I think this candle closing a weak bullish candle should have given you some sort of an idea what gold's going to do. You know, because the candle closed weak bullish candle, kind of like rejecting this area here as well. So you know, maybe you could have like managed risk over there. Let's take a look at this chart over here. This is pound AUD, still waiting for price to break above to continue bullish. I think this should work. If we break above this resistance to continue bullish, you got a pretty good idea at that point. All right, we got a pound yen plan over here. Plan A, price respect support, and we have bullish close to go up. Okay, price break support to go down. This is a pretty good plan. I like this plan. But so far it looks like we're coming back up over here. So we're going to see whether this move is going to be a fake out below this minor resistance, or will it be a retest to continue moving down. The Davos Forum have big effects on Forex. Usually didn't really look at charts when it takes place. I don't know what Davos Forum is. I have no idea. Let's take a look at this chart here. Pound USD took buys after we broke the high over here. Price came up, closed right over here. Yeah, I think you managed risk over here, so that's good. You managed risk. It is what it is. Sometimes, you know, price moves in a way that you can just say, man, you know what? It is what it is. You know, there's no rhyme or reason, because look, we had a clean break above resistance. You took a buy, anticipated price to continue up. Price came down, closed bearish. You managed risk over there. Next candle broke the low, you managed risk again. So the only thing you can do when trading is manage risk. That's the only thing you can do. We don't know whether price is going to continue moving in our direction. We don't know whether it's going to move against us. We don't know none of that. The only thing we know is that we have to manage risk at the end of the day. Where did the resistance 146.450 came from? It came from right over here. We have a minor support over here on the 5-minute time frame. So that's something I used as a reference point. Hey, I love how you manage risk and stay cool while trading. I'm 18 and want to be like you by 20. Man, you can be like me in the next 2 minutes. You know, you can just start focusing on one trade and just be cool. Gold, candle close above resistance. If this bearish candle starts to break the high, we can continue bullish. Sells below 1816. Yeah, looks good. Looks good. Gold, I'll be a little cautious here, you know, to be honest. I think we did a deeper liquidity grab over here, a deeper retest of this minor resistance. And if we do start breaking above 1821, you know, 1821.73, there's a bit of a problem over here at 1822. And then you have a clean range till 1825. That's the whole problem I have at gold. You know, there's a bit of a rejection over here at this point. This whole area. It's sort of like a very tricky rejection area. You know, above 1822 you have clean range, you know, but all this area is like a very tricky rejection area. Any idea when Dominion markets will be ready? Yes, so we had confirmation from Metacoats, which is pretty good. We had confirmation from Metacoats, so probably in a day or two. In a day or two we're going to be going live, so pretty excited about that. Let's take a look at this chart here. This is pound yen. Buy if support is formed, okay. counter sell if support is broken. Nice. Yeah, I'm kind of looking at the same thing over here. Basically what I'm looking for is now, since the dynamics have changed, I'm looking at this area to be retested for a potential sell, you know. But if we start breaking above this area, then I'm looking for a potential buy for price to continue up. Can you please suggest me how many trades a day to keep away maximum losses in stock trading? I know you don't trade on stock, but please advise me. I have no idea on stocks. I would say maybe 1 or 2 trades a day. Yeah, probably 1 or 2 trades a day. I mean, the only stock I'm holding is, I'll tell you the stock I'm holding. The only stock I'm holding is Canada drone delivery stock. This is the only stock I'm holding right now. Oh no, this is not it. Canada drone delivery. Yeah, this is stock I'm holding at this point. The only stock I'm holding. I'm holding it from $1.38 till now, right now. Yeah, from $1.38 I'm holding it. And the only reason I'm holding it is because this company, this is a pretty big company in Canada who specializes in creating drones for delivery purposes, you know, delivering food and stuff like that. So I think as we're moving like, you know, into the future, what's going to happen is like all these big companies that are working on, like, you know, drones and robotics and AI, they'll be bought by bigger companies to assist them for these services. So that's the only reason why I'm holding it. So I believe in it, and I'm going to hold it for the next, you know, 2 years, 3 years, and see where it goes. Ooh, your JPY is continuing down over here. It's continuing down. Nice, correcting this entire move. See, if this happened on pound yen, would have been pretty happy because we broke below this area over here, area of rejection, area of sort of like a support. $15-minute candle is about to close. 30-minute candle will also close. If this 30-minute candle closes bullish, we'll have a support formed, and then we shall see what we can do. Alright, let's take a look at this chart over here. Your JPY. Oh, nice. Yeah, we saw this chart earlier. Your JPY closed 75% when the candle closed with no wick, and it's Monday. 6.25% TP hit. Beautiful. How much are you risking on that hold of that stock? I have $1,000 in. I have 10,000 more coming in by Wednesday, so I'm going to put 10,000 on it. The thing is, it's not going to go to zero, right? So I'm going to hold it till like a year, 2 years, and even if I lose 50% on it, that's totally fine. But I think overall it should continue moving bullish. Oh, it's a 6.25%. Alright, let's take a look at this chart over here. Executed buys after the break of the high. Okay. I think you should have closed some percentage once this candle closes like a weak bullish candle, right? Because weak bullish candles, they generally mean the volume is dying. But since it's gold, gold does some very volatile candles. So you can take a look over here. This is a volatile candle, and the reason why this is a volatile candle is because it broke the low and it broke the high. You know, so that's how it becomes a volatile candle at this point. So I'd be looking for buys above 1822 if I was trading gold, because, you know, we got a clean traffic here above 1822. Makes much more sense. You said you don't trade on bank holidays. Why? Well, Shelby Company, it depends. You know, it depends. It depends if the head up is there, if the volume is there, you know, if price is printing the way you want it to print. So it depends on a lot of those factors. On pound yen, because you have resistance zone based on a 5-minute time frame, does that mean it has less probability because it's not based on 15 or 30? See, this zone is based on a 5-minute time frame. It's still valid over here because, you know, we broke below this area. And looks like if we break below, you know, 146, 360, 370, it can continue down. But down the range, it becomes smaller, right? You got like an 8 pip range, 11 pip range, so not enough range here. So we'd want it to come up to create like a resistance for price to continue down. That's going to be an ideal move. So that's still pretty valid over there. If you had a $2,000 account, what would your lot size be? Because I'm using a one lot. Yeah, I think it's a little too high. I think maximum on a $2,000 account, I'll use like a 50-cent lot. You know, 50-cent lot. Because one lot is still pretty big. Have you taken a trade yet? Nope. Have not taken any trade at all. I'm just watching here. I'm just spectating today. Looks like gold is about to break above 1822 to continue on towards, you know, 1825. All right, let's take a look at GA. GA is still at that resistance, hasn't really broken above this resistance. Would be a pretty nice idea if we break above to continue bullish. Let's take a look at GU. GU is still ranging over here. This will be really good sells below, you know, 1.38, 890. When you say 50-cent lot, do you mean $5 lot? Man, how does the 50-cent mean the $5 lot? Come on.
Yeah, they're on fire today, bro.
I'm not on fire. I think
No. These people asking these questions.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to be rude or arrogant, but the level of stupidity is sky high today. You know, don't take this the wrong way. Just listen to what you guys ask.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You guys ask, is 50-cent lot equals to 5 lot?
Some brokers, man, it's like that. Like that would be a 50 lot in some brokers. I think Yuga's way is like that.
But that's on indices like US 30 or things like that.
Well, yeah,
other pair, it's the same thing.
I don't know. I'm just going based off the questions being asked. You know,
a 50-cent lot is a 5 lot, and my Kia is a Mercedes.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
true. That's exactly true.
Yeah, that's how the escalation works.
Yeah, it's just crazy. How do I know that the candle is a fake out or not? I was fake out 2 times on GU, go down and go up and then down. Oh, so you basically went on a roller coaster on GU. Because the thing is ranging here, right? We got a support, we got resistance, so you got to wait. You got to wait for this support to break for price to continue down. This support, because we got clean candles here to the left hand side. So it's going to make much more sense for price to continue down once it breaks the support. Same idea, if we break above this resistance, you got clean candles to the left hand side for price to continue up. Over here, price is ranging, it's going to get very difficult over here anyway. What should I do when trade hit my stop loss and go to the TP for less than 15 minutes? I think what you need to look at that point is if your trade is hitting stop loss and then it's going into your take profit, you need to take a look at that. Okay, if price was coming to your stop loss, was there a way you could have closed partial positions? Or was there a way where you could have added a position back to the trade? For example, if you take a look at gold over here, right? So a lot of people had buys on gold at this point over here. And when this candle went bearish, you got stopped out. So at that point, you need to see that, okay, where you could have entered another position on gold for price to continue up. So obviously we had this sort of like a rejection area here. So maybe above this area, maybe there could have been a way. So let's take a look at that on the 15-minute time frame. So looking at 15-minute, there wasn't. So I think you had to put your trust in price, mirroring this candle here to the left-hand side. Now it's just going to continue moving up to 1825. Are we able to copy his trades? Well, if I'm going to take a trade, I'm going to let you guys know. And then you can copy it. But so far, I'm not. I don't see anything to take a trade. What advice can you give transitioning from demo to live? Every time I change over to live, I begin a losing streak, then I go back to demo. I think you need to stay consistent on that losing streak, even if you're getting that losing streak. You need to take a trade on live account. You can take a loss on that live account, obviously, right? So when you take a loss, you need to take a look at that loss and see what happened, why you took that loss, how you could have done things differently. Because if you take a loss on a live account and then your next reaction is to take another trade, then, that's not the right way to go ahead, So just take one trade a day. Take one trade today, one trade tomorrow, day after tomorrow, day after tomorrow, and start revising those trades. That's the best way to go ahead. Normally what guys do is they'll take a trade, they'll take a losing trade, and then their entire reaction would be to take another trade. What would be your lot size on the 25,000 funding talent account? I have no idea. I've never done that account, so I have no idea what my lot size is going to be. I don't know what risk parameters are used over there. I don't know what targets are, so I'm sorry I can't answer that question. All right, let's take a look at this chart here in gold. Oh, nice, you got it. Candle close above resistance, close 50%. Nice. One win here for the day. Okay, let's see over here. So we got no news today. We got some small CAD news. Tuesday, we got clean day. Nothing really happening. Wednesday, we got core retail. So Wednesday is going to be a really high volume day. We got CPI for pound, CPI for CAD, retail sales for USD. Wow, crazy day on Wednesday. Filled with volume. Thursday as well, filled with volume. Got unemployment claims. Friday also filled with volume for the euro and the pound. All right. I have a habit of closing early. What do you recommend to do? I think if you have a habit of closing early positions, just close partial positions, because that's something to do with confidence, right? So a lot of people have this issue, right? When price moves in profits, you get scared and you want to close certain positions, or you want to close the whole thing. And whenever you get into that situation, close partial positions, close 50%, close 80%, and leave the rest running, because now you got to increase your confidence while you're in a trade. And the best way to increase confidence is to actually be in that trade. So even if you're in the trade for about, let's say, like 80% of the position, or even 20% of the position, that's still going to help your confidence, because the day is going to come where you're not going to close the whole thing, and you're going to say, okay, like, you know what, I've seen this happen before, and I'm going to let the whole position running. And that's when confidence is going to be built, and that's going to take weeks. Sometimes it can take months as well. What's the best 6-month plan for a new trader? I watch all the market volatility videos. Watch one pair for a month. Start trading small account. What do you recommend? I think that's good. I mean, if you have a 6-month plan, you should start with one trade a day. That's it. One trade a day. What I do is I take one trade and then I revise that trade. Whether it's a winning trade, it's a losing trade, I always go over that trade. I revise it. I see how I could have made that better. If that was a loss, I see how I could have maybe not taken that loss. And slowly I kind of learn from that and move forward. All right, let's take a look at this chart over here. This is AUD USD. Oh man, this is trading AUD USD today. I think it's kind of risky. The reason why it's risky is because not only AUD is closed, but the USD is also closed. You get my point? Right? I mean, technically it looks good, but fundamentally, if you look at it, AUD is closed at this time, and USD is also closed, and the rest is all up to you. All right, let's take a look here. Check this out. I rode the buys up and now in sell, coming down. Oh, nice. Someone took the buys and now in sells. Mr. Muhammad Patel. Mr. Patel, taking sells on pound yen. Looks good, buddy. So you took buys, price went up, and now price is coming down. Nice. Very nice. See, I'm looking for something like that as well. I'm basically looking for price to create some sort of a resistance to take a sell. Hey, you guys can't get mad, okay? Why would the lot size matter if leverage can be changed, which would change the risk? Because the lot size matters because that's how you put risk on, right? I mean, come on. Is it a good idea to... Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
Why people are asking question about lot size? I don't know. You know what you want to risk, so you just have to put the percentage of the risk you want to take on the trade. So the lot size not matter. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it's someone new, right? Because when I first started, my major confusion was between lot size and leverage. That's something I couldn't understand. But the thing is, if you have 1 to 100 leverage, you can't use a higher lot size. But if you have a higher leverage, then you can use a higher lot size. But then that also dramatically increases your risk as well. All right, let's take a look at this. Giving my trade a second chance, secured 10 pips. Oh, nice, above this area. Beautiful. So this was a cowboy trade right over there above this area to take a buy. Nice. And you made it. With volume, price moved up, and you had a profitable trade over there. Beautiful. All right, let's take a look at pound yen over here. 30-minute candles is also closed. We're creating some sort of support. Looks like your JPY is also rejecting that area. Yeah, there's nothing I see over here. If support, hey Raja, if support high gets broken, would you consider buys? If support high gets broken, I don't know what that means. If a support high gets broken. Yeah, I don't know. So I don't see anything right here. The only thing I can see is that if magically price comes above 146.450, then possibly we can take a buy for price to continue up. The previous high? No, probably not, because if we break the previous high, I mean, you got a minor support right over here. You can see right over here at 146.450. So we'll probably have to, break above that area for price to continue up. How do you deal with dumb people? There's no such thing as dumb people. There's such thing as inexperienced people. Because man, trust me, I was really stupid. when I started trading. There was this one question I asked Ted once, and the question was, "Hey man, listen. So if I have 4 positions open, and all of those 4 positions are running in profits, so my total profit will be of that one position, or will it be the total of all those 4 positions?" That was my question. And he's like, yeah, it's going to be the total of all those positions. I'm like, oh, nice, perfect, makes sense.
I like how Ted answers. He answers in like a very simple way. It's like, yeah,
Well, yeah,
you said it. You said it yourself, but yeah.
Yeah. In 2 years that I'm trading, I lost 5,000. I still am negative, but make 2 weeks that I trade with. Oh, nice. So you made that back a little bit. All right, we're coming back up over here. I'm going to be waiting to see if we close above 146,450. If we close above 146,450, I think this move down would be a fake out, and then we can continue moving back up.
Man, I still want to see some correction on GJ on the daily. Man, this thing is so bullish.
Yeah, correction is going to be pretty nice if we get it.
Yeah.
How about a break above 30-minute candle? Yeah, that's fine, but we got the support over here. So you're looking for breaks above this area for price to go up. I'm waiting for price to come above, or close above 146,450. If I can get a close above 146,450, then I'm going to be looking to take a buy for price to continue up. You didn't talk about Euro USD? Yes, because I don't trade Euro USD. You need to send a chart, and then we'll take a look at that. All right, let's take a look at this chart over here. Sent by Mr. Cho Daily. Mr. Cho, oh, wrong chart. Sent by Mr. Cho Daily. Uh-oh. Wrong chart. I'm curious on the leverage you use personally. 1 to 500. I use 1 to 500. Does the amount you deposit determine your leverage? No. You can deposit any amount and use leverage, Let's take a look at this chart over here. This is gold 15-minute chart. Entered here expecting price to go up. Close 50%. Next candle went down. Closed the rest 4 pips. Okay, didn't really work. So I think now at this point you need to see how you could have given your trade a second chance. And it looks like we're coming above 146,450. All I need is a 15-minute candle or a 30-minute candle to close above this area and then take a buy for price to continue up. And if I missed a trade while waiting for the candle to close, I missed the trade, Okay, let's take a look over here. This is GBP AUD coming down to support. If you break the support, you're looking for sells, possibly, I see. I agree with that. This is also what we were looking at before as well. Should we wait for a retest of 450 if we break above? I'm not going to wait for a retest. All I'm going to want to see is the candle to close above this area, maybe on the 15-minute time frame. And then I'm going to look for buys for price to continue up to retest, 146,600. Stop is going to be right 8-9 pips. And the range is like 14-15 pip range over here. So I think it should be pretty good. Is Dominion Markets opening soon? Yes. We got confirmations from Metacoat, so probably in a day or two we're going to go live. Let's see here. Ooh, your JPY is also coming up to do a retest. I woke up at 300 USD in profit, wanted to let it ride out, ended up having to close out at 50 USD. Well, I guess you accepted 50 USD, right? I mean, here's the thing. When you wake up to a profit which you've never made by working and you're getting greedy, that's the point where you should just take that profit. You know, so if I wake up and the trade is running at $300, you know, and I look at people around me, and if I see that, okay, if 90% of people around me, they don't even make $300 a day by working, then I think that's going to be a pretty good idea to secure that profit, right? Because if you made that profit while sleeping, or if you made that profit in, like, let's say half an hour or 40 minutes, man, that's the time to just secure that profit. You got to secure the bag. I split my entry into 4 parts and placed TP and stop loss at predefined levels. Is it a good idea to exit 3/4 at 10 to 15 pips? Yeah, that's good. My main issue is that price run before it reaches 10 to 15, but then I have low risk reward. What I do is, I can only talk about myself, right? What I do is, I'm going to leave my trades open for about 10 to 12 pips. When price goes to 10 to 12 pip profits, I'm going to close 80% of my position. Whether I have 4 positions open, whether I have 10 positions open, I'm going to close 80% of the volume in that trade. And then I'm going to leave the rest running. All right. We got 6 minutes left for this candle to close. We got 6 minutes left. I think it's going to be a pretty good move if we close above this area. It's going to be a fake out, and then we can have a move up going to 146,600. So that's going to be my first trade of the week. Man, I haven't really started trading yet. You know, I'm trading on a smaller account, like a $5,000 account. I'm waiting for my platform to go up, so I deposit so I'm going to deposit 10, 15, and then go with that. So December I took off, didn't really trade in December. January I kind of like wish-washed here and there. You know, February been really busy. You know, got the hair transplant, so you know, dealing with that as well.
Wishy-washy.
It's coming out now, pretty nice. I can see them growing a little bit. It's pretty good.
I can see it. I can see it through the 4K.
Do you think taking a buy to retest the high has not enough range on GJ if it closes bullish? Yeah, see, that's the thing, Wendy. I'm looking for it to close above 146,450. If we close above that area, I got a nice stop, 7-8 pip stop loss, and expecting it to, it's like a 13-14 pip range. You know, I'm going to be using like a smaller risk here for price to continue up. Would you enter as soon as the candle close, or you wait for the wick to get broken here? I'll enter as soon as we close, you know, but I need it to close around 146, 460, 470. Someone is asking why 146, 450, because that's the support level I have here. See, on the smaller time frames, got this minor support, so that's why 146, 450. Why wouldn't you put 100,000 and trade larger lots? I don't know. I think it's much better for me to grow 20,000 to 100,000 and then do that. You know, you gotta think about this. 100,000 is a huge amount. You know, so go slow. Go slow. Plus, also we're going to be trading on a new liquidity provider, so everything's new for me too. You know, so I'm going to be going slow. So as I feel comfortable, I'm going to start adding more money. If you have 100 grand, it doesn't mean you're going to deposit 100 grand. When do you wait for a retest, and when do you know to take impulse entries? I think that's a lot to do with experience too. So we got 3 minutes left over here for this candle to close. So I'm going to wait. What lot size do you recommend for a $20,000 account? It depends on what your risk is. You know, like if you're going to risk 1% based on your stop loss, that's going to be your lot size. If you want to risk like 2%, 10%, 5%, 0.1%. Do you own Dominion Markets or are you partnered? It's a partnership. So we got 2 minutes left. Your JPY is also coming up to do a potential retest. Gold is also coming down to do a potential retest of this 1822 to potentially continue going up. So we're going to wait and see. What lot size do you recommend for FTMO? Man, listen, lot size depends on your risk. You know, like if I say 10 lots, are you going to trade 10 lots? Hopefully not. You know, but it depends on your risk. Depends on how much you're willing to risk on a trade. That's where lot size comes from. What do you think about Pacific Union Broker? I have no idea who that is. So if you're looking at risk management, so what you need to do is you need to go to Google and go to lot size calculator. Or if you have magic keys, you can basically look at magic keys, but this is where you want to go. Go to lot size calculator and then kind of like put in your values. You got a $100,000 account. How much you want to risk? You want to risk what? 2%? 2%. Determine your stop loss. Let's say 15 pip stops. And what are you trading? Let's say you're trading GPUSD and then you hit calculate. And it's going to give you the lot size you want to use. So use 13.3 lots. So we got a minute left over here. What percentage risk would you recommend for somebody starting? I would say 1%. 1%. I use 1%. I would use 1%. I tell everyone to use 1%. You know, but it depends on your risk. Risk is personal. You know, like some people like risking 0.5%. Some people like risking 1%. You know, so that's totally up to you. All right, we got 40 seconds left over here. Now it's becoming an extremely delicate situation at this point. The 1 hour candle is about to close. The 30-minute candle is going to close in 15 minutes. This is about to close over here. Honestly, I don't like this close. It's closing right at 146.450. Now it's closing below 146.450.
Yeah.
I don't like this close at all. No trade. Nothing. Very delicate situation. Yeah, see right there, it's closing. Nothing. You are buying a 1 hour resistance. I'm not buying anything.
Nobody's buying anything.
So now the 1 hour candle is going to close in about 14 minutes, and that's going to be our NY open, which is closed, you know. How many pairs you recommend to watch daily so it's not too much or too less? I think maximum 2 pairs. If you can watch maximum 2 pairs, I think that's pretty good.
Hey Roger.
Hello.
How are you?
Good, good. How are you?
Good. So just a question. Don't you think that this bullish candle is just a retest of the support to keep moving down as a correction?
Yeah.
It's possible, huh?
Yeah, it's possible.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. But we need a candle closing in our direction, like if we're looking for sells.
No, I'm not looking for sells yet. If I'm looking for sells, it's going to be below the previous bullish candles where the wicks are. Then
okay.
I might take a sell. It's either that or just below the other support.
Yeah, it makes sense. Will there really even be any volume at NY Open? You know, it depends. I think for pound yen there will be volume because you know we still got the London Open. With respects to US dollar, it might be a little wishy-washy, you know, here and there. Why wouldn't you buy as the 30-minute break the previous bullish candle which formed support at 295? Oh, right over here? because we had support. We had a support form right over here at 146,450. That's why. So we needed candle to close above this area for it to continue up. You know, also we got the USD holiday here today, so you got to be very cautious. You know, if you're taking 2 trades, I think you should call it a day right now. If you're moving into a 3rd trade today, you should really call it a day right now. You know, or if you're counting on someone else here to call a trade and take that trade to make back your losses you must have taken, then you really got to call it a day. I have a funding talent account and an FTMO one, and it's kind of difficult to manage both accounts. Obviously, it's difficult. Does Magic Keys have the ability to open same trades on different accounts? No. No, I think you're getting greedy over there, so you got to focus on one account.
Man's got like 2 funded accounts going back and forth.
Yeah, or what you can do is you can take buys on one account and sells on the other account.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Just full margin both of them on gold.
Yeah. You know, you're gonna win one.
Yeah, you're gonna win one or the other one.
Yeah.
No, you're gonna get kicked out of one and then win the other one.
Yeah.
There's actually trade copiers that link accounts together.
Yeah. GoFX does that.
USD CAD. All time frames bearish. Looking for sells for price to continue down. Beautiful. I know you have a support at 450, but it never made a support with the bullish candle there. Okay. Like, it's very simple. There's a support at 146,450. This candle closed below support. So, me personally, I don't see any buys if it closed below support, right? And there are no sells either because candles are closing bullish. So for me to take a buy, I need this candle to close above 146,450. If it doesn't, then there's nothing. What you think about US 30? Will do big drop or we go higher? I think you need to post a chart and we can take a look at that. Why you stop posting about your live account history? I don't know. I posted a lot about my live account and like I want to stay private for a little bit. Do you open a trade with market price? Yes. Alright, let's take a look at this selling idea on pound yen. So if it stays like this and the next candle breaks the previous low, it's a good idea to take a sell. Yes, I think it's going to be a pretty good idea because if this 1 hour candle closes bullish, this means we're creating a support and then we can have price break the support to continue down. So that's a pretty good idea. I agree with that. Let's take a look at US 30 over here. So we have the daily which moved bullish, we have the 4 hour which moved bullish, and now we're coming into NY Open and we can see how price is creating a resistance over here. We're creating a resistance and I think we're also creating some sort of a support on the 1 hour time frame at this point, right? So we're in a range at this point on US 30. And the reason why we have a range, it's a 33-point range, right? And the range is because, you know, it's a US holiday, so maybe that's why we're ranging at this point. So there's a bit of a waiting here. Do you put your orders on your phone or use MT4? I use MT4. Oh, MT5, sorry. Will Dominion Markets be working on Australia? Yes. So we got 10 minutes left for NY Open. I've taken 0 trades so far. Canadian clients, yes. Let's see here. See this candle now? It's coming above 146,450, but we need it to close above 146,450. If it closes above, that means it can continue moving up. But if it closes below 146,450, I might be looking to take sells for price to continue down to the support and then anticipate it to break below this area to continue further down. That's what I'm going to be looking at. So gotta wait for another 7 minutes to see how this candle is going to close. I'm sure you mentioned this, so maybe the Gulag can answer, but why MT5 over MT4? Because MT5 is newer, the execution speed is much faster on MT5, there's no lag on MT5, there's no delay on MT5. It's much more robust. You know, let me find a video over here. There was a video which is pretty good, which depicts why MT5 is way better than MT4. I mean, it's much newer too. MT5 versus MT4. I'm not that experienced, but whenever I see price reaches where I want to enter and I end up entering, then check MT4 and shows I entered 1 to 4 pips too late. Is this due to spread? Yes, that's basically due to spread. So listen, we're breaking above the high over here on the 15-minute time frame. If this was Tuesday, or if this was Wednesday, or if we didn't have US holiday, I would have been taking buys over here as an impulse entry for price to continue up. If this was like a Tuesday or Wednesday, or if we didn't have US bank holiday. But since we have a USD bank holiday, I'm being very cautious about impulse entries. You know, so I'd be taking this buy over here if this wasn't a US bank holiday. You know, I'm not taking it now, I'm just saying if it wasn't a US bank holiday, I'd be taking a buy. But I'm not, because it's a US bank holiday, so I gotta be careful with the risk. So I repeated that 4 times. I hope everyone understood. I got my... Let's see here. Can you please explain why you have resistance at 146,450? Yeah, it's right over here on the smaller time frame, like the minor time frame right over here. 146,450. It wasn't apparent on the 30-minute or 15-minute. It was only there on the smaller time frame, 5-minute time frame. So that's where I got 146,450 from. Can you advise how to recover from the account that has 60% drawdown? What is the reasonable timeline to recover back? See, here's the thing. Whenever you have massive losses, or whenever you have account that goes into 60% drawdown, 50% drawdown, you got to stop thinking about the recovery mode. There's no such thing as a recovery mode, right? You can't move forward by keeping your past in mind. You can't do that. You know, like it goes on with basic life principles as well. Like you can't move forward by always looking about the past. You can't do that. You got to think about the future. You got to think about the present. You know, if your account is down 60%, look at the balance. Like let's say you started with $1,000 and you're down 60%, and let's say now your account is at $400. You got to take a look at your account from a $400 perspective, right? And then try to see how you can start to grow your $400 account, right? Because what's lost is lost. You can't take that back. You can't bring that back. That's done. That's one mistake I made, you know, in the beginning. When I had massive losses, I used to take a look at those losses and I used to think that, okay, how can I make those losses back? You know, and that always works like negatively in your favor. You got to start to look at your trading as presently, what can you do at that point? You know, so if you're in a loss, forget about it. What's done is done. Now you got to focus on the present, how you can like make things better now. You know, so if you look at the time now, we're about to close above 146,450, and as we're closing above, I think it's going to be a pretty good idea for price to continue moving bullish. Can we fill this range? That's going to be a pretty drastic move here if we fill this range up over there. We'll see. I sold my dog to fund my account. How long until I can buy him back, do you think? I don't know, probably there was something wrong with the dog, that's why you sold him. Let's see here. We're about 2.5 minutes left for it to close. If we're closing about 146,450, there's a very high probability we can continue up to fill this range, 146,600.
You know the movie Rocky, he sold his dog, Sylvester Stallone, before he made the movie Rocky and got it back. But I don't know if he was referencing that as a joke, but yeah.
Yeah, that's basically as a joke there. Yeah. Because that would be a pretty wild move to fund an account.
You're gonna have Peter knocking at your door.
I'm paper trading an impulse entry here to fill the range to 146,600. Yeah, I think that should work. We're about to close in about 2 minutes, and we're gonna find out. All right, let's take a look at this chart here. This is Euro USD waiting for retest to potential resistance on M5 for price to come down. I don't think this is enough range. It's like a 11 pip range, 12 pip range, pretty small range. I will enter sells as price breaks the support. Okay, so you're looking for more sells below the support over here. Okay, yeah, that looks good too. All right, nice, very nice. So we're closing over here. So this is what's happening here. We had a minor support over here on the 5-minute time frame, minor support over here, right? This support got respected by this candle over here. We're about to close on this candle here. I think if we close, I'm going to be executing a buy, having my stop below this previous candle, and anticipating the volume to continue pushing price up to 146,600. That's what I'm anticipating here. And this will be my first trade of the week. So stops based on a 15-minute candle? Yes, stops are based on a 15-minute candle. So really wanted to close with a little bit of a wick on the top. There we go. Candle has closed bullish over here. So this is where I'm entering a buy position at this point, keeping my stops below the 15-minute candle over here, around like 6 pips, 7 pips. Entering with a lower risk than I normally would, and anticipating price to continue moving bullish over here. So the whole idea is when I'm looking for buys at this point, I'm not expecting this candle to break the low of the previous candle, because if we break the low of the previous candle, then the buys are going to be invalid, and at that point I'm going to say, okay, you know what, we took one trade, didn't work out, it is what it is, we're going to call it a day. But I do think if we broke below the support, this was sort of like a fake out. Now we're closing back in the range. So there should be a probability for price to continue moving bullish. We look at the 30-minute time frame here. We also close bullish. So also remember this. This is where I'm using 0.5% risk. I'm not even using my full risk at this point. 30-minute candles closing bullish. 1-hour candle closed bullish. Oh, we got a resistance over there on the 1-hour time frame. Yeah, this does not look good at all. We got a resistance over here. So it's good I'm using a lower risk at this point. All right. I think 300 people just bought at this point. 3,000 people. Man. I'm just following my plan. I'm following my plan like always. Let's take a look at the Chinese indicator over here. Chinese indicator is saying that pound is strong and yen is weak. So,
Nice.
so this means it should continue moving bullish. But it's the Chinese indicator. We can't really trust it a lot. Should I get in now? Oh wow, man, crazy. Why enter a trade that makes you want to take a lower risk? Because that's how you build confidence in different setups. The whole idea about entering trades with lower risk and higher risk is to build confidence. The more you see something happen over and over again, the only way you're going to build confidence is by entering with lower risk. Because if this works, and if this happens, let's say a week from now or a month from now, you're going to be maybe taking a higher risk on it because you're going to say, oh, hey, like, you know what? I entered on it before. It worked out. Maybe it's going to work out again. So it's all about building your confidence. Now, when it comes towards risk management, right? If this 15-minute candle closes bearish, I'm going to be closing 50% of my position at that point. If this closes bearish, because we want it to continue moving bullish. But if it closes against our direction, then I'm going to be closing 50%. US 30 is still ranging here. Which platform are you using for your trading? I'm using MetaTrader 5. I'm not comfortable with this type of trade. How do I change my mentality? See, if you're not comfortable in taking this trade, the only way to change your mentality is to just paper trade it, right? Paper trade it. Take a trade in your mind. And if you take a trade in your mind, and if it works out, it's going to happen again. And then next time you're going to be able to take a trade with a lower risk, and maybe 2 months from now or 4 months from now, you're going to see the same trade and you're going to execute on the trade. And maybe at that point, you're going to use like a higher risk. And then slowly your confidence is going to increase and you're going to start taking profitable trades. Your JPY is also doing some sort of rejections over here as well. We have US 30 ranging. Let's take a look at GU. GBP, USD. Ooh, we're also in this ranging area over here on GBP, USD. All right, let's take a look at gold. Gold closed below that area there. Resistance, that rejection area. We got 9 minutes left for this 15-minute candle to close. If this 15-minute candle closes bearish, I'm going to be closing 50%, and then I'm going to be moving my stops below this 15-minute candle and really controlling my risk. Because while we're in this trade, okay, so we need to understand this one part, right? Whenever you take a trade, the only thing you can have total control on is your risk. We have no control whether price will go up. We have no control whether price will go down. The only thing we know is that there's a probability that something may happen, right? And that probability can be in our favor or it can be against us. So the only thing we can control is risk. So never forget that. We have risk on our side. We can control risk. We can manage risk. And I think that's the beautiful thing if you can manage risk properly. Are you going to be continue providing advice when you launch Dominion Markets? Yes. So at this point, since we're coming down over here, what I'm doing is at this point, I'm closing 50% right over here. So I took off 50% of the risk, because price is coming down in the first half of the candle, so I'm removing 50% of the risk. But if it continues breaking above the high next time, then I'm going to be adding my risk back for price to continue up. You know, so whenever you feel uncomfortable while you're in a trade, always remove risk from the trade. You know, remove 50%, 80%, 90%, whatever you want to remove. You know, so that's the best way to manage risk. Regarding risk management, would you prefer to use one solution before the other, close 50% at half, stop loss, or 15-minute against you? That's totally up to you. You know, it comes with experience. Sometimes, you know, I'm going to wait for the 15-minute candle to close. Sometimes I'm going to close, like, you know, before the 15-minute candle closes, especially, like, you know, if it's a Monday or if it's the first trade of the week, or like, you know, if you've taken like 1 or 2 losses previously. So it all depends on that. By removing risk, you mean closing in on your stop loss? By removing risk, what I mean is, let's say if you have a one lot open, right? Removing risk means that you're closing 50% of this one lot. So you're closing 50-cent lots and you're leaving the rest 50-cent running. So that's going to be explained in more detail when we're going to have our risk management webinar. Actually, it's not going to be a webinar, it's going to be a virtual class. So if you're on YouTube, you can see the details over here. The link is in the description to register too. So that's what I'm going to be using. Because managing risk is very, very important, man. Very important. Because when we start trading, all we're told is about, like, you know, how to make money, how to flip accounts, how to make $1,000 a day. No, man, the first thing comes is to manage risk. If price breaks the high, do you think it's good to add positions? Yes, so that's what I'm going to be looking at. If we start breaking above over here, then I'm going to be adding the risk that I closed over here. So I'm going to be adding that back. Tighten my stop loss over here as well. All right, let's take a look at this chart. This is pound yen 15-minute chart. Trade idea I was looking at this morning and forgot about it till now. LOL. Okay. Candle close bearish. Oh, nice. It took sells over here. Trade entry for sells. Resistance formed. Bearish candle close. Nice. Price came all the way down. TP hit. Yeah, it was a pretty good trade. Very nice trade. So we got 5 minutes left for this candle to close. Do you roll up or smoke a bong? No, I don't roll up or smoke a bong. Maybe at nighttime, but definitely not during the daytime. I've basically stopped doing that. Are you not worried about the 1 hour resistance? Yes. So when I saw this 1 hour resistance here, this is where I decided to also, like, you know, kind of like manage my risk to, oh, at this point, I'm closing my entire position here. I closed my entire position at this point. So I closed in around 3 pips. Yeah, I closed my entire position at this point over here. Because number one, the first half is coming down. We're about to break this low in the 15-minute time frame. Number two, we got resistance here on the 1 hour time frame. So I think I was being overzealous about, you know, price breaking the high. And if you can look over here, we have broken the low in the 15-minute time frame. So this comes from experience in knowing what's going to happen before it happens. So I think that was a pretty good idea to close the entire position. Trade 1, GJ buys, lost 3 pips, right? So take a look at this, right? Managed risk, lost around 3 pips, but then you got to take a look at the wins, right? Our regular wins are like 10 pip wins, 15 pip wins. So when you have a 10 to 15 pip wins, having 1 3 pip loss, it doesn't really matter, right? We took one trade, took a minor loss, that's totally fine. You come back tomorrow you're gonna get 10 pip win, 12 pip win. You know, so that one win is gonna overshadow this one small loss, right? But what I do now is, someone asked in the gulag is, will I be looking for sells at this point? No, I'm not looking for any other trade, man. I took one trade, I'm done for the day. And now I'm going to wait for tomorrow. You guys have to understand, your life is not going to change in one day. Your life is not going to change in 1 week or in 1 month in trading. It's not going to happen that way. It's going to take years to do that. How did you lose only 3 pips? Because I closed half before. I closed half, and then I closed completely at around 146.450. So from my overall position, I lost around 3 pips. 3 to 4 pips. Let me take a look over here. Yeah, around like 4.2 pips. If you took the trade and managed risk, give a like on the stream.
Yeah. Damn, these people got you kind of with pips and everything. The exact count.
Does Dominion Markets have any plans in getting into the trading panel on TradingView? Probably not. Probably not, because you got to pay a monthly fee to be over here, and I don't think in the early stages that's going to be a pretty good idea. So we'll see what we can do. Gold is now back in this range over here. Let's take a look at GBP USD. Yes, the NY open now. Well, NY is closed, so bank holiday. There's going to be no volume at all. So we're going to stay here till about, another 45 minutes, and then we're going to call it a day.
Hey, Raja.
Hey.
So if I'm looking for sells, okay, I just want to know if you would be concerned about this area, about 146.288.
288, right over here?
Right there, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because price made a support over here and then continued up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Hey, Roger.
Hello there.
Question. So on the 4 hour, like say after the bank holiday and stuff, and then in the middle of the week, and if you look at the 4 hour, would you take safer like setups based on the 4 hour in the middle of the week with more volume inside?
You might kind of like mumbled out in the middle. Like, I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
My bad, can you hear me?
Yeah.
So I said after the holiday and stuff, like in the middle of the week, based on the 4 hour, if you see a good setup, with some 4 hours closing, and then with more volume in the middle of the week, would you be more aggressive on your trades based off of that?
Yes. Yeah. But in the middle of the week, we don't really have any bank holidays.
No, I'm saying after. Like this Monday.
Oh, okay. Like for Tuesday or Wednesday.
Correct.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, obviously. Because that's when the volume is going to come back.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because I saw that setup that you're looking at, but I was like, I don't think it fits me because, the bank holiday and stuff.
Yeah, it was a bank holiday too, so just being a little bit cautious over there. 30-minute is just getting its retest on GJ. From that, 15-minute counter trend breaks. Yeah, I mean, if this was Tuesday or Wednesday, I'd be giving this trade a second chance once we start breaking above, 146.500. Right here for it to continue up. If this was Tuesday or Wednesday, but you got to understand it's a bank holiday, so got to be very, very cautious on bank holidays. I already took one trade, minor losing trade, so it makes no sense to take a second trade, even though it looks perfectly fine to continue up, because I personally have to follow my rules. If it's breaking above over here, I think it has a very high probability to continue up now. This was awful. Analysis, come on, wake up. No, I think it was pretty good analysis. You know, you don't have to copy me. I mean, if you copied me and you followed exactly what I did, obviously you close the trade. So that's why, you know, this stream is not about copying trades. It's about following your own analysis. Let's see here. Will a crash in the stock market affect Forex? Yes, it will affect Forex. Crash in the stock market. Because that's going to affect the economy, and if it affects the economy, it's going to affect the currencies. Let's take a look at the news over here. We got nothing happening here. US dollar back on the foot. This means US dollar is back gaining strength against the risky currencies. It's like yen and stuff like that. Let's see here. What's your view on engulfing candles? Reliable? Yes, I think they're reliable. Engulfing candles are reliable. You know, whenever you have engulfing candles, that means there's a lot of volume in those candles. If the stock market crashed, so do you trade currency of the country? Yes. We got guys there giving this trade a second chance. Man, interesting. Good luck. Good luck, good luck, good luck. If you're giving this trade a second chance. If this wasn't a holiday, and if this was Tuesday or Wednesday, I'd be giving this trade a second chance. But since it's a bank holiday, you know, and I mean, it's a Monday, so there's no need to go super hard at the charts. Do you do fundamental research before any trade? Nope. It's all on technical analysis. I keep fundamentals in the back of my head. I don't really use fundamentals when I'm taking a trade on 30-minute time frame or a 1-hour time frame. Fundamentals affect price based on daily and weeklies, you know, so it doesn't really make sense. Do you think there isn't enough range for this trade? Yes, I think so. It's like 11-12 pip range, so there's not enough range for this trade here. And also, like if you look at the 1 hour, we got resistance right over here on the 1 hour as well. So basically, if you're taking a second chance at this on a bank holiday, you're basically expecting price to break above this area to come up to fill this wick, which isn't enough range here, which isn't enough range there either way. So it's going to get a little tricky. You know, it's going to be a sticky situation. Let's take a look at Euro JPY. Euro JPY is still ranging. USD, Pound USD is still ranging. GBP AUD is slowly breaking up over here. Slowly but surely it's starting to break up here to continue bullish. Do you have my FX book? No, I don't have my FX book. Where can I fax my chart? You can fax your chart to 1-800 livestream 101.
Yeah, at least he's faxing it.
Let's get more dislikes. He made me lose around 700 pounds last week. Yes. You know, dislikes also help spread the channel, you know, because that makes sure there's a lot of engagement. So that's also pretty good.
700 pounds, that's a lot of weight.
Man, I'm losing some money in this trade, but the lesson is too much valuable. No, the lesson is to manage risk. And another lesson is to not copy trades from a random guy you see on YouTube. Like for 3,500 people, I'm just some random guy on YouTube, like, you know, who calls out trades every day.
With a hair transplant.
Yeah, exactly. Right, it's some random guy. But like most of the times, I have wins. You know, that's one doubt I give myself. Like most trades, I have winning trades. You know, and they're all like 12 pip wins, 15 pip wins. But like most of my losses are like 3 pip loss, you know, like 4 pip loss, sorry, 5 pip loss, 6 pip loss, really managing risk. And as you can see right over here, we're really struggling to break above this area. So whoever is taking a second trade over here, you know, you got to be very careful. All right, pound yen 30-minute chart. Buys over here, price to continue bullish. I think since the 30-minute candle is about to close, what you can do is you can probably bring your stop loss below this 30-minute wick right over here. Yeah, you can probably bring your stop loss right over there, because then you're expecting the next 30-minute candle to kind of like, you know, continue moving bullish. So if you're still in this trade, that's nice, very nice. I exited this trade because I was lost confidence over there. Do you trade with same lot size? Yes, I trade with the same lot size. I don't change lot sizes at all. Yeah, I think 146,600 is still very reachable there. It's a very steep climb, but it's very, very reachable there, 146,600. I'm made to do opposite to wicks don't lie. I will make money that way. Well, probably not. Well, not in the long term. You take pip gain loss into consideration when using fixed lot sizes? Yes. Yes, I use pips and dollar amounts. So whenever I'm taking a trade, I have a fixed dollar amount in my mind, what I'm risking. You know, so if, let's say if I have a $1,000 account, I'm going to have a fixed number that I want to risk. Let's say like $15 or $20 I want to risk. So I'll have that in my mind. So if I lose $10, $15, I'm going to call it a day. You know, same thing goes for like $10,000 account, 15,000, whatever the amount is you're starting with, you know, 5,000. Let's see here. Ooh, we got a 19 pip range on GA. Before I leave the stream, I kind of want to see if GA is going to continue up in this clean range here all the way to 1.79050 or not. We got 5 minutes left for these candles to close. Mondays are always tricky. Mondays are tricky if you start over trading, you know. So me, myself, I'm like very, very vigilant on Mondays. Do you get FOMO once price ends up going in your direction? No, not at all. I used to get FOMO, but now I don't get any FOMO at all. Because I've really understood that, okay, if I'm going to miss a trade today, there's going to be another trade tomorrow and day after tomorrow and day after tomorrow, you know. So I understand that now. So even if I miss this trade, even if it goes to where I wanted it to go, I'm totally fine with this, because I know tomorrow is going to be another day and we're going to have a lot of volume tomorrow. And then day after tomorrow is going to be another big volume day too. Do you do supply demand? I think supply demand, support resistance are the same thing. That's what I believe in, you know. So I try not to complicate myself with supply demand, support resistance, and all that stuff. So I think like zones, support resistance, supply demand, they're all the same thing. Supply demand is mostly used in like stocks and stuff like that, you know, because back in the days when they were trading like wheat, sugar, and oil, that's where they used like, you know, higher supply or higher demand. But in currencies, I think it's a lot different. If the price goes to 146,600, it's a confirmation that the analysis was solid. Does not matter if I lost today because the market did what it does. Yes. And basically, I reacted to what the market did, basically. You know, I was being too cautious, had my stop below the 15-minute time frame. Now looking in hindsight, should have been below the 30-minute time frame. But the entire problem there was that it would have been a little bit bigger, right? Would have been somewhere, I think it was right over here. Would have been, yeah, I think it would have been still good, like 10, 11 pips. It is what it is. Let's see here. Are you expecting USD CAD to start to recover tomorrow as volume has been low and DXY has been dying? I mean, if you want to send a chart on USD CAD, we can take a look at that. Haven't really looked at USD CAD at all. This candle is about to close in about 2 minutes. What do you think? The setup was way cleaner on a 30-minute time frame? Yes, I think so. It was way cleaner on the 30-minute time frame. It just did a deeper liquidity grab than expected. But I think as it's closing, I think it should continue moving bullish till 146,600. Let's take a look at this pound AUD. When close above, would like to see a retest. Pound AUD. I still think the next candle should continue moving up on pound AUD for it to continue bullish. Got a nice 14-15 pip range over here. Pound is looking bullish, and I think we can get it. All right, time to lower my station over here. Oh.
Sounded like a shredder.
Yeah, I hope I don't break any wires. All right, perfect. Can someone explain what a liquidity grab is? Liquidity grab is the move in the opposite direction. So this move down, this was a liquidity grab. Until it doesn't break the low of the previous candle, that's basically a liquidity grab for price to continue moving bullish. And you can see it respected this low over here. Now it's starting to move bullish, and I think it should with the next 30-minute here as well. We look at the 1 hour time frame. 1 hour is also breaking above the high, so I think there's a very high probability we're going to continue up towards 600 area right over here. GA should also be continuing bullish here as well. Let's take a look at this chart here. Oh wow, look at that trend line break and retest. Oh, this is from Friday. Friday worked out. TP zone over here. Nice, very nice. Do you use trend lines? No, I don't use trend lines. I think there's a lot Raja could learn from this trade. Man, I learn every day, trust me. I learn every single day from charts, from trades I take, from trades I don't trade, from things I just, sit back and watch. I'm learning every day. But the one thing I don't do is I don't over trade, I don't over risk. I'm really cautious about those things. How could we have won this trade? I think you could have won this trade if you focused on the 30-minute lows over here. That's how you could have still been in this trade.
Raja, can you help me with some perspective?
Yes.
Okay, so if you look on the 30-minute, there's the support which is at 146,560, and then on the 15, which is all the way on top. So if you were to take a buy trade, which one would you want to break to take a buy?
See, either you could have taken it based on the 30-minute, or you could have...
No, not this one. Like just for the future. That's what I'm saying. That's why.
Oh.
You see where you have a resistance at 146,560.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So would you wait for the 30-minute to break that resistance and make sure and confirm it as a support to take buys, or would you wait until the break of the highest point on the 15?
See, that's a little tricky.
20.
That's tricky.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking.
Yeah, that's tricky. I think you wouldn't have taken a buy over there. You would have been taking buy somewhere down over here, right where we did. Because this resistance is like a clean range here in the 15-minute time frame.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's how you want. I mean, I would have taken a buy right over here somewhere for price to go up rather than break above over here, because then it's a little confusion on the 15-minute time frame.
Okay, makes sense. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. Would dynamic entry be a good idea on GJ today? It depends on where you're taking that entry. How would you enter GA? I would, and see, if I was trading GA, let's take a look on the 15-minute time frame here. Oh, I wouldn't enter GA at this point over here. We're breaking below the lows over here. Wow, we're getting a little deeper retracement on GJ here as well. Man, good thing I didn't indulge in a second trade over here. Bank holidays, Mondays, gotta be very, very careful. Take one trade, call it a day. Minor win, call it a day. Minor loss, call it a day. But I think on the 30-minute, I'd probably be executing on GA on the 30-minute, keeping my stops below the 30-minute wick right over here and anticipating it to continue moving bullish. But being very cautious about managing risk at that time too. Just don't like these huge retracements. You know, these huge retracements, it's kind of like what scares people, and you don't really want these big retracements here either way. While trying to grow an account to a standardish trading account 10K, how do you suggest growing it while still making withdrawals in your trading account? I don't think you should focus on growing your account. I think you should focus on making withdrawals from your account. You know, slowly what you're going to notice is that while you're making withdrawals, you're going to start to notice consistency happening in your account. And once you start to get consistent, then you're going to start to think about, okay, how can you add more money to your account? And once you add money to the account, then you can start to look at, okay, like, you know what, if you've been withdrawing consistently and you're adding money to the account, then you can start to say that, okay, like, you know what, now it's time to maybe, like, you know, increase your risk, or maybe, like, you know, take on more risk than you did previously. So that's how you're gonna, like, you know, overall become like a well-rounded trader. Because the first step is to start focusing on withdrawals. No matter how big or small those withdrawals are, at the end of 2 weeks, at the end of the month, do like a withdrawal. How to manage risk now if I'm on a GJ buy? I mean, I don't know. If you're getting scared, close 50% if you're getting scared. And if you want to leave the rest running, you can leave the rest running. So now you're going to find that the volume is going to die here a little bit because, you know, we're moving into the NY session and you can see how price is now coming back down. And I mean, if you start ranging, we're going to start ranging because it's a US bank holiday. There's going to be no trades after this. Patience saves money. Yes. I had 0 trades today. Oh, nice, nice. Do you think daily open, close high, low volume, low price plays in some role? And the next daily candle? See, we have to wait for this daily candle to close. Because once the daily candle closes, we're going to see how the 4-hour candle closes, and then we're going to see how the 1-hour candle closes, and stuff like that. But so far, if you want to do our analysis over here, what we can see is that we're creating a resistance now. Very apparent over here, and then we got a support on the 1-hour time frame. Looking at the 30-minute here, yeah, we're just ranging now on the 30-minute and the 1-hour. Invest your money on cryptocurrency. All right. All right. I stay away from cryptocurrency. Far, far away. Where can I find the actual key levels on GJ? Well, you can find them on the chart. You can see right over here, you got 146,700. I think key levels are mostly your whole numbers, your even whole numbers, like 500 levels, 800 levels, your full numbers like 147, like your 900 levels.
Hey, Raja.
Hey.
Good morning, brother.
Hey, good morning, man.
Just have one question, but before I ask you this question, I just want to say thank you so much for teaching me from an emotional standpoint on how to take losses, because I've witnessed you take big losses and you're able to just stay so stoic in those losses, and it's taught me a lot. So thank you for that.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
The question I have, if you can go on Forex Factory for 1 second, what is it that you look when you come to this page that tells you that we're going to have volume in the market? And what do if you look at these like folders, they're all different colors. Mm-hmm. What do each color represent? Like, is there a meaning behind like each color?
Yeah, so basically when I'm looking at this over here, that's actually a very good question, right? So yellow folders, they mean low impact news, right? So what I'm looking at is I'm looking at the times when there's going to be news over here. And as I can see over here, it says USD gray folder, bank holiday. This means in the New York session, there's going to be less volume here today, right? Because it's a bank holiday. Okay. Looking at Tuesday, I'm looking at the times, right? So I'm looking at 5 a.m. We have some news for Euro, and then I'm looking till 9:30. We have some news here as well. So these are like yellow, like, it says Euro. So maybe Euro is going to have like low impact news. Then when I look into Wednesday I have, medium impact, and then red we have high impact. So this basically means that at this time, there's going to be high impact news across all USD pairs.
So gold, right? Gold.
Yeah. Gold, pound USD, Euro USD, USD JPY, right? And then you move into Thursday. You again see like, some USD news over here. So we got some more volume in the USD because we got a lot of news over here. And then move into Friday. Friday here you have Euro, really high impact news during the London session. You see the time over here? This is basically London session over here. London. You have some pound news over here as well.
So, okay, thank you so much. I really got a better understanding of it now, because when I used to study, I had no idea what this was.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so let's say if I come to the charts at like 6 a.m. and if I see a lot of big moves here in the chart, so I'm going to look at the news and I'm going to see that, okay, why did these big moves happen? So I'm going to look at the time that, okay, maybe these news came out, which is why the big moves happened.
Okay.
And then I'm going to technically see that, okay, if those big moves happen, are those moves going to continue in the New York session or not?
And one more question. What is the Chinese indicator? What is that?
Oh, that's
like a main thing? Is that like a little joke?
Oh yeah, that's just a joke, Yeah, it's an insider joke, basically.
So
that's basically just to fuck with people.
Okay.
Yeah.
I figured.
Don't use it.
So why did they have this website for them?
It basically tells you the bias. Like what's the bias, basically. That's what it tells you. But obviously, like, it's all lagging as well, right? Because you can see here it says pound is weak and yen is strong. Now, it means that pound yen should go up. But when we look at this here, it's at a resistance at this point, right? And it has already moved up. But let's say if price was actually breaking above 146,550, and if we looked at this and it said that pound yen should go up, then technically it would make sense.
Okay, cool.
Right, but since it's below resistance, it doesn't really make a sense to take a buy because we're below resistance basically.
Thank you so much, Roger, for answering my question. Hope you have a great day, brother.
Yeah, man, no problem. You too.
Yeah, I'm gonna head out also. Bye.
All right, Mac, take care.
Thank you.
Take care. I did 2017 ICT. For me, it's all about double tops and some more. Oh, nice. Beautiful. What's your insight on Bitcoin? I have no insight on Bitcoin. Uh, most of the times, and I have back tested, especially on GJ, whenever there's a big move during London pre-New York tends to mostly range. Yes, that's true. New York mostly ranges, and then it starts to break out later on. You know, by New York Stock Exchange open or by London close, it starts to move. Ooh, we're looking at a third wave in Canada. Nice. Beautiful. We have 200 different variants now of the C word. And they're and magically they're all spreading super fast, even though we have the lockdowns. It's crazy, man. The way the things are going, just nuts. Just super nuts. Like when I came back to Canada, I have to quarantine for 2 weeks. But if you're an essential worker, you don't have to quarantine because I guess COVID bounces off an essential worker. Doesn't really affect the essential workers. It's just so dumb. Like some rules they have in place, man, doesn't really make any sense at all. Like in Canada, if you walk somewhere without a mask, and if they ask you to wear a mask, and all you gotta say is, well, I have a medical condition, and all of a sudden they're like, oh, okay, no problem, and that's it. You don't have to wear a mask. Yeah, it's very crazy, man, the way things are going. Some rules just make no sense at all. Soon what's going to happen is soon they will it's going to be so here's what's going to happen. It's going to be mandatory to wear one mask in the car, and when you go to grocery shopping, you'll have to wear 2 masks. If you're going to go on transit buses, you're going to have to wear 3 masks. That's what's going to happen. Wow, it's just like, I think they're just playing with people, you know. They're playing with people in a way to say, okay, let's make these retarded rules and let's see how many people follow these retarded rules. And then they just point and laugh. They're like, haha, look at that. Yeah. All right. Let's see here. Yeah, all the 2 maskers will attack the 1 maskers. Yeah, that's true. Oh, you're only wearing 1 mask? Man, you gotta wear 2 masks. Yeah, we'll see what happens. All right, it's bank holiday here. You know, I'm gonna call it a day. Pound yen is ranging here, so I'm gonna come back. We're gonna come back tomorrow. Tomorrow we're gonna see what happens. So thank you everyone for tuning in. We're gonna see you guys tomorrow, same time, same channel, same energy, and hopefully we can make this win back tomorrow with a bigger win.
Respect, Guru.
Thank you, Raja.
Yes, yes, gurus. Take care.
Okay, bro.
Have a good day.
All
right. Adios.